Okay, recently the Chinese central bank announced its new policy principles regarding stablecoin. Okay, in the simple language, the Chinese central bank is becoming very cautious. It's becoming very cautious about stablecoin. Okay, so China will not, for the time being, issue its own stablecoin in RMB, and it becomes less innovative, less aggressive, less proactive than before, than a few months ago. Now, why is that? I think the Chinese policy makers are now overall very cautious. They believe that the Chinese economy and the country has to be very cautious when it comes to financial innovations. Okay, the policymakers worry about two things. Number one, money laundering. Okay, because with stablecoin, it's much easier than before for illegal transactions across borders to be conducted. Okay, because after all, it uses the technology of blockchain. Okay, the other concern is that the stablecoin funds have to be carefully regulated and monitored. And the Chinese policymakers worry that for the time being, policymakers worldwide do not have the right tools to monitor the stablecoin funds operations, because one of the worries is that the stablecoin funds may not have enough reserves when it issues a lot of assets to investors. For example, with $1 billion of gold reserve, the fund may issue 1.2 billion assets. And that way they can make a profit by extra issuance of these assets. And so far, it's hard to have timely monitoring of these activities. So the Chinese policymakers say, let's wait, let's stay put. We'll wait for technologies to become mature so that we can monitor these funds carefully. Now, my view is that I would say it is worthwhile overall to do a small step of experiments. For example, issue a small amount of stablecoin funds and have specialized agencies to experiment with the monitoring of regulatory technologies. For example, randomly check the amount of assets of the stablecoin, and also randomly check the eligibility or properties of the transactions using the stablecoin. Okay, so I would argue that a very small step of experiment actually can enable the policymakers and the regulators to learn a lot. Okay, the very few steps of experiment actually can be extremely valuable, extremely useful for future development of all relevant technologies and relevant regulatory tools. Okay, so let's see. I am optimistic. I believe that before too long, definitely within the coming few years, within the 15th five-year plan, within the coming 5 years, there will be policies to allow certain kind of experiments with stablecoin. Okay, I'm arguing, I'm completely for financial stability. I'm completely for financial security. I'm completely for strengthening financial regulatory. All I'm arguing is that China, as well as other countries, need very cautious but very adventurous experiments. Okay, adventurous, innovative, and cautious and small-scale experiments actually are extremely valuable for anything, not only in finance, but also in technology, and also in academics, and also in, you name it, in industry, so on and so forth. So why not? Let's just do it. But the time right now is not ready. Okay, let's see. Something will happen in the near future. So this is my view. Okay, any comments, any questions, please leave them at the bottom of this video. Thank you.